All right, guys, this is Black Spring with Autumn on your Sunday evening, and turns out this might very well end up being a test because there's some things going on here. But I just wanted to at least show you this particular liner here, as I mentioned earlier, that this is pertaining to an arrest, a federal arrest that was conducted due to a threat. And let's make sure you can see this. So, of course, this is from the TNA. That's the New American for those of you that are new to the channel. So, your liner here is Feds arrest suspect in threat to conservative commentator Benny Johnson. And as you can see, of course, you have your images here. I want to play this, but here again, I might be testing the waters of YouTube and censorship. I don't know, we'll see here, but just a second. But I wanted to at least allow you to see the actual liner. I'll go ahead and I'll read the liner, or at least just a little bit of it. But I want you to be able to hear. I want you to be able to hear this whole rhetorical cycle that actually ends up happening here. Just hang on just one second. So I hope you guys are doing well out there. Thank you for your patience. This is a different program that I'm using. So, if you're in the chat, I appreciate you per usual. So let's go here. And maybe we could, I'm probably gonna have to play parts of it because I think the language that he's going to use here could, around these parts, these YouTube streets, people are using the word unalive, and honestly, they've kind of normalized it or mainstreamed it. So I don't know. It's such an awkward it's an awkward one for me to put together, but I just want, just as I did yesterday, I just wanted to let's see. Just wanted to make sure that you had a chance to, let me know what you hear in this, because I may have to edit some of this, or I may have to, sense it's I feel like I have to censor this on some level, because if I just play it flat, it's all kinds of bells and triggers and alarms may go off. So I don't know, give me a 1 in the chat. I guess that might be helpful to let me know if you can actually if you can actually see anything on the screen. Let's see here. Let me have a look and see who's in the chat. Hope you guys are doing well. It is a Sunday evening, so of course I appreciate your time. I really do. Let's see. So I have two. I'm showing. Let's see. Okay. So let's see what we can do here. Let's see. I'll go back to the beginning of this. I mean, what I could do is I could give you the entire bit and then play it, but then at the same time it's just a little bit awkward. But it's a little bit awkward. So let's just try it. Let's see if we can start it out at least. I don't know if I'll get a ding or something, who knows, but we'll go ahead and give it a shot, shall we? Hope you guys are doing well out there. Okay, so here again, this comes from the New American, and this is, in this picture, this is Benny Johnson. Okay, so here you have this is actually, they brought this to you, and it's also in addition to a post that Benny Johnson himself added to his own X account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play some of this for you, okay? So let me know if you can hear it.
1 month ago today, I witnessed my friend of 10 years, someone who I considered a brother, a loving husband, a devoted father, a generational leader, get assassinated on a live stream by a left-wing radical. Approximately 1 year ago.
Okay, so I'm gonna hold right there. I'm gonna hold right there. So we're already into, we're already into some of these phases that I wanted to discuss already. But what I cannot see is if anybody can you guys hear me or not? I'm not sure. Let's see. I still see two people that are, hang on just a second here. All right, we're just gonna keep going here. We'll just keep going, and this will play back for me. This is kind of a test using this. I didn't really want to use this, but we'll see what happens.
I witnessed the President of the United States get shot in the head by a left-wing radical, who also took the life of a Trump supporter in front of his daughters and wife. 2 months ago, Christian children kneeling and praying in a church were slaughtered by a left-wing extremist. And 2 weeks ago, federal law enforcement was shot at multiple sniper rounds in a federal facility by a left-wing extremist. If it's happening every single week, is it that extreme? Or has the Democrat Party mainstreamed violence as a political tool? The individual who wrote me described why he wanted me dead.
Okay. So that's where I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop right here because he's already going into the language that I was a little bit worried about. So as you can see, he's already kind of setting this up. He's already on the radar. He's already signaling in a situation in this type of framing. It's probably controlled. He's probably I'm pretty sure that there are certain things that he was allowed to say or things that he was able to disclose, but he could not. It had to be you got your threat, your reality, what actually happened. Okay, and then after that, or this is the interpretation of it, and then you get the gatekeeping part of this. So I'm thinking right away that the invisible thing that we can't actually see is what part of this is being left out, and what information is he not able to share in a situation like this. Maybe it's on the federal level. I would imagine that he's, this is the framing that I'm talking about. So I'll just keep going here, and we'll just see what happens. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
I was a white, cis, Christian Trump supporter. They described in great detail how I would be killed in an open.
Okay. So there again. So we have more of the cultural motifs here. We have the white, the cis, the Christian, the Trump supporter. So we all know that that's kind of a part of the amplification of the motif. It just keeps coming back. It's threaded through. To me, we heard of that. We've heard of some similar amplifications in other anecdotes. Okay, so I'm saying it seems like we have two people. We had, of course, you had first the late Mr. Kirk, and then you had Candace, and then now you had on Friday you had this to come out. Okay, but it's all in the same kind of emotional arc here. So I'm trying not to get into the gruesome of this, but he's going to do that anyway. But what I can do is, let's see, because it's like here again, it's almost like a censoring, so to speak. But I kind of want to get to get past a little bit of the gruesome here. So just hang on a second.
You might want to say another left-wing radical, another extremist. And to that, I would like to direct your attention to the state of Virginia, where Democrats have nominated and are about to vote for the chief law enforcement officer in that state, a man who has done the exact same thing. An individual who's calling for the assassination by bullets of Republicans that he disagrees with. The killing of their children. The slaughtering of, as he says, little fascists. Are my 4 innocent, beautiful children little fascists? Violence has been mainstreamed by the Democrat Party. It is not extremist, it is mainstream. And we need a moment of reckoning here. This has to stop. This cycle must end.
Okay, so let me just stop right here. I have to chop this up this way. Well, I'm going to be honest. It's not going to, I have to tell you that it's not going to end. And it's not going to end because this cycle has to continue. And I said that yesterday. I said that yesterday in reference to Candace and her quote dead man switch end quote. It's not gonna stop. No, it's not, because it's a part of the cycle. They have to keep you on. They have to keep you. It's a ritual. Okay, so he's calling for a reckoning, but we'll just keep going here.
Is any Democrat courageous enough to disavow violence? To call for individuals that espouse these things, like what happened to my family, or what's happening in Virginia, to call for those kind of candidates to step down? Will Democrats vote for that? Because if you're voting for that, then implicitly you're encouraging it, you're endorsing it. I don't want political violence. I want peace in my nation. I love this country. I want to be able to debate like Charlie did. I want to be able to raise my family in peace. That is our birthright. But you cannot make peace with evil as a Christian. You cannot unite with people who want you dead. I want unity in this nation. I want to be able to agree on more than what we disagree on. But for that first to happen, we must understand the battle. We are fighting good versus evil, darkness versus light. And good must conquer evil. Do not make peace with evil. To that end, and in conclusion, I would like to thank federal law enforcement, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, the FBI.
Okay, so I just want to slow you down right here. So here it comes. So now that now we're on the other side. We're getting on the other side of the mountain here. Okay, so after he gives you all of the echoing and the persecution, now he's got a call to action. He's gotten through the call to action, and now we're on to the thank yous. Thank you to the feds. Contained, the threats contained. That bit. All right, I'll keep going.
The DOJ, the Tampa Police Department, the detectives here, with absolute pinpoint accuracy, professionalism, courtesy, swift and tact. They were able to act instantly in order to make sure that my family was safe. Potentially to preserve the lives of my children. And they're doing that for families all around the country in many different ways. Every American should unite behind that cause. No matter who you are, you should say, this is a country where families should be able to raise their children safely, where people can have peaceful disagreements, where we can all live together under one American flag. I just want to profoundly thank the Trump administration and federal law enforcement and local law enforcement for saving my family. I will never forget it. It is the greatest goodness that has ever been done to me. And that is a thing that every American can get behind. The Trump administration making America safe again. God bless them.
Okay. So there you go. So now you're on to the next threat. So I'm just saying, like, if I were to map this out, which I already have, which I think due to some limitations, I can't quite get it over. But yes, so you have, you start out with your threats, and you echo the patterns of the past and who came and who suffered and everything that came before your experience. You echo all of that. You outlined, your background, your truth telling, see, he uses the word good versus evil. There's the spiritual themes in there. The Christian theme is in there. But to me, it was kind of a big shift, because to me, the way he shifted from one thing to another, to me really was like, okay, so this is not quite, to me, but the point is that all of these emotional arcs, they have the same shape: threat, echo, persecution, action, thanks to the feds. Okay. And then we'll be on to the next threat. But in this case, specifically, this is what happens when, historically, when both sides believe that what they're doing is the right thing. I mean, I don't want to go back into the revolutions and all these kinds of things, but you have that. You have that, but our media pretty much designed your experience. You start out, this whole thing starts out in real life, and then it's framed and it's gate kept. It's filtered. That's why I told you guys, I frame to reveal the frame. That's my goal. But I just wanted you to see that, because something like this is going to come up again. Do I lack sympathy for these people? No, I don't. I'm just giving you some guidance and showing you the dynamics and what comes, and how the amplification from one situation to the next, no matter how similar or what nuance that there is, it's still going to have the same shape. Okay? The word choices, the cis, white, Christian, Trump supporter, we've been recycling that forever and a day. Okay, now we have. And just, it's a lot. It's a lot, but they've already framed your experience before you get on. It started out emotional. Okay, it started out on an emotional, and then by the time we got to the other side, the threats contained, maybe some things, some confidence is restored, but that's the way it is. But I suspect that there's going to be more of these. I cannot see the chat right now, so I'm actually in recording mode right now. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. I am going to work on this. Technology is great when it works. So I'm going to keep working on it and try to get you in and out of here, and try to keep you engaged. So for me, what does this story want you to believe? Okay, what does this story want you to feel next? That would be my question to you guys. Okay, so that's exactly what so you can leave that in the comment section, even on this test / RPM on a Sunday. And yeah, I appreciate you guys so much for coming in and for getting through this one with me on a Sunday. So have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you soon.